San Pablo Sea Turtles. It's Mrs. Fornenbacher again reading you a bedtime story. And this bedtime story I picked because it just reminds me of you guys. So, I am going to read Over and Under the Pond. And this book is by Kate Messner, and she's the author, so she wrote the words, and the illustrator's Christopher Silas Neal, and he drew the pictures, so he is the illustrator. Over and Under the Pond. Let's begin. Over the pond we slide, splashing through lily pads, sweeping through reeds. The water's a mirror, reflecting the sky, sunshine and clouds, then a shadow below. What's down there, I ask. Under the pond, Mom says. Under the pond is a whole hidden world of minnows and crayfish, turtles and bullfrogs. We're paddling over them now. Let's see. There they are. Over the pond, we skim past tall rushes. Whirligig beetles loop and twirl, skaters on a warm summer surface. Under the pond, minnows dart through waving forests of grass, while a brook trout lurks, ready to lunge. Over the pond, we lift and dip and pull past a row of painted turtles on a waterlogged tree. 1, 2, 3. They slip off away, splash, gurgle, splosh, under the pond. There they go. Over the pond, cattails rustle and shush in the wind. Listen close. Cucklery. Red-winged blackbirds race by. One has grass for her nest. Under the pond, a caddisfly larva builds a home of her own. A secret shelter of pebbles and sand. Here they are. Over the pond, the shadows of trees lean out from the shore. We coast under a low-hanging branch. A moose looks up with a mouthful of water lilies. We've interrupted his lunch. There they are in their boat. Under the pond, beavers dive deep. They pump with powerful tails and rise to the surface with delectable roots from the mud. That means they must be delicious. Over the pond, the wind gives us a push and stirs the light dappled leaves on shore. There on a branch, a new goldfinch teeters, finally ready to fly. Under the pond, tadpoles are changing, learning to hop. They're losing their tails, growing legs, growing up, just like you. Over the pond, there at the shore, tall and silent and still, a great blue heron stares down into the deep. It tenses, meaning it gets very still. Takes one long-legged step. There he is. Let's see what he does. And strikes. It catches a wiggling quicksilver minnow from where it was hiding under the pond. They're quick. Over the pond, we drift, heads tipped up to the sun. A woodpecker clings to a teetering pine, digging for ants. Under the pond, an otter claws for fresh water mussels. Over the pond, a sleepy dragonfly lands for a rest. His spindly legs tickle my knee. Under the pond, dragonfly larvae watch what swims by. They watch minnows in monster fast jaws. There's the dragonfly on his knee. I don't think that ever happened to me before. Over the pond, the shadows stretch. Ospreys circle on quiet wings. Raccoons and mink stalk the shoreline for supper. Under the pond, we flip of a tail. A crayfish disappears in the dark. Over the pond, we head home. We glide, swish, bump, right up onto shore as far-off loon calls good night. The sky turns from sunset to dusk to dark. Night settles over the pond. The prowling catfish and drowsy turtles, the scuttling crayfish and tadpoles turned frogs, wading herons and stalking raccoons. Sounds like they're getting ready for night and sleep. And the hidden world under the pond. There's lots that happens under the pond. The end. Well, good night, sea turtles. I'm headed for bed. I hope you have a good night's sleep and sleep tight.